joining me. I'm a fellow Capricorn, just like you, and I do think that we need as much support as we possibly can after the traumas that we've all had. So welcome to my cubbyhole, my secret little cubbyhole, and I thought that we'd get onto it straight away and work out where we can really support each other and maximise all our efforts. So as I say, I'm a fellow Capricorn. I'm also a rising Aries, and my moon is Sun. So this is for anybody who has got Capricorn within their sight, within their signs, and also please do only take what resonates for you, because I know that we're all going through different things, but I do know that we've got one massive thing in common, which is that we have always been striving for the next thing. So the main thing that I've been feeling because of the moon cycles, etc., and I do really feel the effects of the moon cycles. It does really affect me. I don't know about you, but I do get very tired. I do feel very sluggish. I feel like nothing can happen, and then all of a sudden everything seems to come together. So I get really excited because literally everything starts to move. So I know that when I've got that energy, I better make the most of it really quickly. So the things that I was thinking about straight away was what's been quite big for us all at the moment is that respect, that we have gained enough already experience, and we've already gained enough job experience, life experiences, traumas. We've all been going through so many traumas, and we seem to have that on our shoulders, the burden. So I think respect is a big thing. I know it certainly is with me. And energy to self, just imagine the amount of energy that we've given to everybody else if we use that energy for ourselves. So we can be that philanthropist that we may want to be, but without us giving that energy initially back into ourselves, we can't necessarily do anything for anybody else. So I think that energy for self is very vital right now, particularly for the end of, right up until the end of the year. And do it, but also, even though we don't like patience, if you're like me, we're not very good with the patience, but if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, because we want longevity in that. We don't want things to be done half measures. So we're going to do it slow, and we're going to do it slowly to actually create momentum that we don't have to repeat, because none of us like doing those repeat cycles. And I know that it gets really upsetting when we have to go through that repeat. And time to create those aspirations, no matter how big or small. I mean, even myself on the making sure that I do all my paperwork on time for my time level. So if I think that I've got to do things first, like this morning before actually coming and doing this, because I've been asked to do these for other people, but I've not had the opportunity and the time. Now it's like, right, get my admin out of the way, get the jobs done that I've got to get out of the way. I'm working later, so it's a case of, right, what can I get done? What can I possibly do to make sure that my day is fulfilled before I actually run into, if you like, supporting everybody else. So I still want to support, but I've got to do it at my own time now, rather than the other way round. Is what I used to do, is do everybody else's needs and wants, and then mine be done at midnight, etc. So do excuse me with no makeup on, but I thought, if I'm going to come to you correct, I'm going to come to you authentically. There's some days where I've got makeup on, and there's some days it's not, and that's not to necessarily say that I don't like wearing makeup, but I want to come authentically. So hopefully already that will resonate with you, what you're feeling. You're feeling like you're coming out of a very big trauma, but a trauma that's also a little bit self-imposed because of our confidence and our esteem, and necessarily that we've realised that, what are we doing? Why have we been doing it for so long? And that's purely and simply because I believe that sometimes we have to go through self-sabotage to really get angry with ourselves, to stop those toxic cycles carrying on. Because if we don't get angry with ourselves sometimes, then we don't get out of that stuck mentality. So I don't like self-sabotage, but sometimes we have to go through it to really get inside, not with anybody else, but with ourselves, to push ourselves forward. So that self-respect is very big. The stopping of taking it, and the stopping of making sure that other people can take us for granted, because we are very kind souls, we're very loyal souls, but when we do get upset, we get upset. So I think that with that said, let's get on to the actual reading. All right, so hopefully you'll be able to see the cards now as well when I do these. So I want to go straight into the White Rider-Waite, because they are my age-old favourite, and I've been using these for quite a while now, but I think that they give us the most good start, and we've already got things started, and I think that we got one there flipped over, didn't we? Let's have a look. Oh, it must have flipped and decided not to show us. But let's see what's going on for us, because I think a lot of us are in that career, money side of things. And I do agree that, you know, focus is key for us right now. And we are a very emotional souls, even though we like to keep it very private that we are emotional. Once we give 100% to somebody, we really give 100% to somebody, don't we? So that emotion's just got to be for our little selves at the minute. All right, so what I'm asking for is, in fact, I'm going to swap that round. Where we are now, and these first two are going to be where we are now, and where are our advice for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, if you're only seeing me for 1 week. And then what I want to do is clarify underneath of that particular feeling. I want it clarifying, so that fell with that one, so that's quite useful, isn't it? And I don't think you can see that on the camera as good. So I just want to know where we are now. Can you clarify the first card for me? See where we're at, where we are now, please. And I do nice shuffling off camera, but I will not do the fancy stuff on camera, because I know that it'll all go all over the place. So, all my days, we've got quite a few going through, so I'm going to keep those, because I actually like that they fall onto a certain pile. But please could you tell me where we're going, if that's going to be our little advice. We've got two on there. Thank you. And then on the last one, a little advice, because we are very focused at the moment, aren't we? That's wonderful. And then what I would like us to do, and underneath the card is a wonderful card straight away, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. That's definitely where we're going. And it's not because we treat these all as pentacles, even though everyone says that we're addicted to the coin. We're addicted to the coin, and let me put this straight, so we can make sure that we fulfill not just our own lives, but fulfill many, many people's lives that are around us. So Capricorns are not selfish, they give. Yeah? So I've come across many, many Capricorns that I seem to be attracted to, and I know that every single one of them earn the money, but they give the money. So don't ever peeve Capricorn off, because if you do, you won't be having any shares. It's as simple as that, all right? So we know that we're going that way, don't we? And we know that we are pure of heart and we are caring. I just want to put that there for a moment, because I want to see really if there is something that is underlying us at the moment that we either are seeing or we are in our heart about and we want to work towards. So I just want to put that there, because obviously I believe in teamwork. Hopefully you do too. And I think that even though we've worked so solitary for so many years, I mean 15 years, haven't we, since we've been going through all this trauma, but I do think that teamwork is the dream work. So I do think that us, if anything else, that we can come to each other on a regular basis and give that support, because there is a lot of people that don't understand how we tick. And I know that we're quite complicated, but we're quite kind, considerate as well, aren't we? So let's think about that teamwork, and even if we're just each other's team, so be it. What I would like to do as well is, I believe in these room cards that I use on a regular basis, just to clarify it. So I'd like one main clarifier of the overall reading that we've not even read yet. Let me because that's really exciting, isn't it? And it's going to be this one. All right, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But it's beautiful. That is beautiful. Look at that rune there. I mean, some of you already that are really good with tarot will know what that is, but I just wanted to make sure that we've got one because that is beautiful. So we'll pick that back up in a little bit, okay? All right. So as of where we're at right now, let's have a look at where we're at right now. Whew. Can you see that okay? So we're already laying down our burdens. I think we've carried and carried, not just our burdens, but I do believe that this is carrying burdens of other people that we don't necessarily do, because sometimes we like to get ourselves involved in making sure that people can have a very, very comfortable life. The problem with that is that we make things easy, and I know this sounds really quite upsetting at times, but the thing what we've got to remember is that they've got a journey. So if we make all their burdens disappear as well as our own, then it becomes a double burden for yourself, but also they don't learn those beautiful, awful, hard lessons, but they don't learn them. And that is not our right to do. People have got to learn their own burdens and get that sense of kudos once they've gone through it. So maybe that's something that you would like to consider as well, that if we have got burdens of other people, not to shut them out, but to guide them out of their own rather than fixing their burdens. Okay, let's guide them rather than being a fixer. Oh, there we go, straight away. If you can see that, we have got, and I'll move those over, we have got the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands, straight away, that sort of reiterates what I've just been saying. Be the king that wants to share and allow people to live their own life, rather than being the king that knows it all and says, right, okay, I can fix everything for you. Because we can, and we love doing that. We love seeing people out of pain, don't we? But I do believe that now's the time that we give them a helping hand in making sure that they learn themselves so they can enjoy themselves and look back and go, wow, I get kudos. Look at me, I've done that too. Because we do so much to get through certain problems that we don't get that kudos, do we? Because we've not really done anything about it. And in a moment I'll show you what I've started to do to get myself out of that, because we are building, and that Empress is about growing that garden so it can flower again. That Empress is all about sitting there knowing that you can build, because you're a builder. Capricorns are really, really strong builders, and we're really good in case of disasters. If anything goes wrong, then you can count on us and having a calm head, even though inside we might be bouncing, absolutely bouncing with being terrified. But we'll sit there calmly with a nice smile, don't we? And I know that that's very difficult to do. And the only way that we can get those nice green gardens is because we nurture, and nurturing everybody around us so they can get rid of their own burdens, because that's more empowering. So I like that. I like that that's where we are, and hopefully that does reflect on having that own respect, because we've got energies coming in because of that. We've got energies coming in that are quite fiery, that are actually quite respectful, that, yeah, okay, you're doing it, but I'm doing it too. And that builds up a better community, a solid community, by having that communication that I'm going to do it too. And that might be you and me, and we're building and we're doing it. Yeah, because we don't want to give everybody all the solutions all the time, because we don't know all the solutions, but we will absolutely try and try and try. And sometimes it's not really respected, is it? Because look, we've got slow and steady wins the race. Our certain simple card that is slow and steady, because we get what we want in the end. Whenever we set up a challenge, and I know that you do the same, because I've met many of you, of Capricorns, you set up on a challenge and you go, I'm going to do it. And off we go, and we go and do it. You do that. You look back at how many things that you set up from scratch, from a very, very young age, even from school, and knowing that you did that, you've done that, where everybody else maybe have said that there's no way you can do that. And I know about it myself. You know, education was a big thing. It was like I wasn't very clever, or I thought I wasn't very clever because I was told I wasn't very clever, and I needed qualifications for certain jobs. And I waited and I waited and I waited until the right time. And even though I cried so many times, I got what I needed, and so will you, and so are you. So, you know, a bit of this going on. So what else have we got? We don't necessarily know which way to go, but don't you think that's beautiful for a change? Don't you think that's beautiful for a change? You don't know where you're going. You've got options and you've got lots of things going around in your mind, but not having the opportunity to necessarily know where you are. And we can take that blindfold off and go back into control freak mode. But sometimes, don't you think that is beautiful, that we can say we don't know neither? So please consider this at the moment compared to a few years ago where this would have been very frustrating. Right now, we don't necessarily know what the next steps are for ourselves. Yes, we can fix our neighbours, yes, we can fix our family, but that is quite beautiful because we're coming into a power that we've not had for so many years. It's going to feel very strange, it's going to feel very uncomfortable. So go along with it because we've got small starts. And I don't mind having a small start if you feel a bit more peaceful of heart. What's wrong with that? Because we've had many, many small starts, haven't we? But if we're in peace, and this small offer that may be coming from somebody else, or the only offer that we're going to get is because of ourselves giving us ourselves a small offer, what's wrong with that? It's better than zero. Because looking back with nostalgia and that emotion, because those deep emotions was proper emotional, wasn't they? They was proper upsetting. And they broke us. But looking back now, you know that this is a new set of cups that are going to be established. A new, genuine, authentic, true to self reflection. Rather than it being those cups that eventually we had, all those beautiful cups, but they were spilled, and not necessarily because of our own mistakes. They were spilled because of other entities that came around us, other energies that we weren't in control of. To be in charge of gaining this new retrospective, new reflection, because this is what we dreamt of. Nostalgia. We dreamt of really happy emotions. I like it. Do you? I like it. So a little bit of consideration then. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. No more waiting and being patient. We can get on with this, can't we? We've got the energy card straight away. We've got no more waiting. Get on with it. Let's get our fingers out of our backsides and let's get on with it. We're doing it. You're doing it today. You're going to get on with it. You're going to get on with that tiny, tiny tick out of our long lists. We're going to get it done. And it doesn't matter because we're not setting ourselves no more these massive lists that's got to be achieved by who? Who's the measurer? Who's coming to your door and measuring it? You haven't done this today. No more patience. We're choosing our battles. You're choosing your battles. We've chosen our battles. We're choosing our battles. We haven't got those battles. Even if it's internal, we're walking away. We've chosen our battles. And we're choosing them wisely. Look how happy he looks. Some of us are still in the hermit mode, deciding, dare I do it? That's okay. Nothing wrong with this, as long as we don't stay in it too long, because we can. But that light is flickering, and it's flickering and flickering. And this hermit card is flickering so brightly. And that's all we need, is that little bit of a fire inside us, burning inside, ready to go for it. Because this hermit mode is when we plan. This hermit mode is when we strategize, because we're all business people, ready and raring to go. So you are, if you are in hermit mode, get it right for yourself. But then also, don't think about having plan A and plan B, because you don't even know if plan A is going to work. Think of a plan B a little bit later on. Don't be so much in a control state. Because if it doesn't work, you know what? Because you're so resourceful and so credible, you know you can go and choose something else to go and do. Because what do? We work hard. We're grafters. Capricorn is a grafter. So if it doesn't work out, what do? Roll up our sleeves and start again. Might be painful, might be absolutely astonishingly frustrating, but we do it, don't we? What are going on here? Whether or not we've got partners or not, get a load of that. Whether or not you've got those energies coming in or not. I'm standing proud. No matter what, the first thing that always makes me feel good about this card is because you're standing straight. There's no curved backs. There's no feeling that you've got the world on your shoulder. She's standing proud, and she is abundant in happiness as well as wealth, because she's making those decisions. She's decisive. She's not indecisive, not thinking and fearing about everybody else. And same with the Queen of that energy. She's thinking what is going to be best for the longevity of the future for everybody else, not just this day. Because if I fix you today, then that's not helping you. But if I contribute and guide you today, that will help and contribute for longevity for you. Because that power, that fire energy with our earth energy, or this person coming in who's, we've got this earth energy, but we've also got fire energy coming in, or necessarily within your own star sign, because I have as well. We've got it. But we're not being cruel. We're being very peaceful. And we're being very encouraging. And we're being very welcoming for those experiences. But we're not going to be a fool. Come along. How are you? How are you doing? Okay. You want to do a bit of give and take, huh? Yeah, I'm in for that. But if you don't, maybe later. All right? They're good cards for us. They're good cards for a Capricorn with all those energies. Okay, so a card that I save for later. Round of applause, please, to us. Capricorns, that's the only sign I'm going to be reading for, because that's the only sign that I know true of what I stand for. So I know that I can support Capricorns. I know that I will encourage many other star signs that come around me on a regular basis. But at the end of the day, I know a Capricorn because I'm a Capricorn, and I've been a Capricorn for 49 years. So I know how we tick. And the ones that I've met, I know how they tick as well. So I'm hoping that I can do the same for you. But get a load of that. If you're not seeing this right now, you know you've had this before. You know you've had it in some kind of moment, whether or not that was taking your qualifications if you're younger, whether or not that you've had businesses and they've failed eventually because of other energies, but you've done them before, whether or not you've had successful jobs before. You know that you've had them, so why can't you have them again? It's a lot easier to feel and remember that feeling. If we want to go back into the Six of Cups there, you know you've had that feeling. That's your nostalgia. You know how that feels. But you know what we're going to do this time? Double it. For safety, for longevity. So nobody can come and take it, because we're going to make sure that we are on different levels of this. The abundance is not just the gold that we're after. We're after the gold in here and here, with all the balances of all our chakras. Okay, so let's have a look at the Rue card. I'm going to have to put my specs on because I haven't got the best eyesight as I've got a little bit older, but I'm not bothered because at the end of the day I can still see, so I'm still very grateful for all that. So just to be very quick, our Rue confirmation of this reading is this one, if you remember. Okay, health, prosperity, and also creating opportunities. I think that does clarify our reading. Creating opportunities. We do them. We've got quite a good eye, haven't we? Capricorn has got a good eye. They work well as teams. They work well on their own. They can see things. They can see what is going wrong, what's going to make things better in a business, what's going to make things better in a productivity, in logistics, in life, in families. Sometimes we verbalise it and sometimes we don't. Because we have to learn the hard way, don't we? Because we are a Capricorn. And sometimes the hard way is the only way. But there's certain things that we don't have to repeat. So, wonderful. 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 Right, can I just do some oracle cards as confirmations today? And then I'll sign us out so you can get on with your beautiful day. One fell out straight away. And I'm also going to go for a law of attraction card. Sorry. Which is these. Oh, beautiful. I love these. Absolutely love these. But I don't pull them very often, because if you pull them too often, I don't think it gives you a chance to process what they say and process what you may need inside. All right. So I won't be pulling these every single time, because I do believe that it's not a good thing to do. Oh, I'm losing them because I got excited now, because I know that we've got so much going on. Come on, Carolyn. Let's do this. Come on, my Capricorn. Come on, my beauties. Right then, seeing as we've got two, we're going to have two, because we're not going to do it all the time. So these are Law of Attraction cards. They're absolutely lovely. So the first one here, it's got like trees on top. And that is, I attract the essence of my thoughts. So yes, we know that as above is below as well. So yes, we can attract things. And this is the law of attraction, and its magnetic power reaches into our universe and attracts other thoughts that are vibrationally like it and brings that to you. And so you are getting the essence of what you are thinking about, whether it is something you want or something you do not want. That resonates with this reading. And we got another one, didn't we? This is a beautiful card. Law of Attraction cards. I can create my world as I choose. Oh, get a load of us. Come on then. Let's do this. We can create. We are builders. And we don't mind starting at the bottom. It may absolutely frustrate that you have to do it. Change career again. You know, change job again. Change management around you, even though you know that you can do it better. Again, you are here to create the world around you that you choose, while you allow the world, as others choose it to be, to exist also. But while their choices in no way hinder your choices, because we make that decision ourselves, your attention to their choices does not affect your vibration, and therefore your point of attraction. So if those vibrations seem to feel a little bit weird around you, just slither away, nice and politely, sliver to the side, sliver this way, sliver that way, sliver away. Alrighty? Right, beautiful. Let's go do it, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for joining me. Please do like, please do subscribe. I'm trying to build this from a starting position, and I'd absolutely love your support. So like and subscribe for me, please, and I'll see you so soon. Thank you. Bye bye.